Moving on, we're going to be dipping into the good old green corner, being Xbox, and we got some sad news. Honestly, this news made me personally sad, literally. Um, but first off, let's start with this. It was announced by Xbox Wire Will Tuttle that the Xbox and Bethesda showcase or game showcase for this year was going to be on Sunday, June 12th at 10 a.m. PT. They write, this show will feature amazing titles coming from Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and our partners around the world. The Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase will include everything you need to know about the diverse lineup of games coming soon to the Xbox ecosystem, including upcoming releases to Game Pass on Xbox and PC. I believe this was written on April 28th. 2 weeks later, we get a post by Bethesda. And I wrote down some notes and stuff like that from TheVerge written by Cameron Faulkner, but I think this post, the Twitter post, is enough for us. This gives us all the info that we need. Bethesda wrote an update on Redfall and Starfield. Redfall being developed by Arcane Studios. If you guys remember, Arcane just came out with oh my goodness,
Deathloop.
thank you, Deathloop for PlayStation, and they're known for Dishonored, and then Starfield being made by the main Bethesda game studios, Fallout, Skyrim. This was going to be their big game for this year. I was excited. Here's what they have to write. We've made the decision to delay the launches of Redfall and Starfield to the first half of 2023. The teams of Arcane Austin, Redfall, and Bethesda Game Studios, Starfield, have incredible ambitions for their games, and we want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished versions of them. We want to thank everyone for their excitement for Redfall and Starfield. That energy is a huge part of what inspires all of us every day and drives our own excitement for what we are creating. We can't wait to share our first deep dive into the gameplay for both Redfall and Starfield soon. Thank you for your support. I'm very sure they're talking about the showcase that will be happening in June.
I
And
think
then
so.
Phil Spencer quote tweets that, and he says, these decisions are hard on teams making the games and our fans. While I fully support giving teams time to release these great games when they are ready, we hear the feedback. Delivering quality and consistency is expected. We will continue to work to better meet those expectations. First and foremost, before I kick it off to you, Adam, I just want to let everyone know, why is everyone blaming Phil Spencer? He has nothing to do with this. He's the president, of Xbox. He's the main guy. He cannot control this kind of stuff. And I go for it.
No, you should finish.
Well, all I will say is the most recent AAA game that they've released, Halo Infinite, I'm pretty sure they're trying to learn from their mistakes. They're trying to better that. I know that it was shown that Phil Spencer was there at Bethesda Game Studios with the whole team in their theater looking at gameplay. They're excited. And I'm sure they've sat down. They're like, you know what? Unfortunately, I know we just announced we're going to have a showcase. But for the betterment of our platform, we want Game Pass to look good. We want to show that AAA games belong on this pass. So let's make the hard decision and let's just delay it and let it be, because we want to put out some good games. Bethesda Game Studios needs to recover from Fallout 76. Arcane Austin, they don't need to recover from anything. They are always very polished through and through with all their games. And I'm expecting that they probably don't want to feel rushed and want to make sure that Redfall is the best that it can be. And this is their attempt at a 4-player game that's PvE, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if there's any PvP in there, but either or, this is a big game. This is a different game for Arcane. And so they are all trying to make something different, trying to push the limits. And so props to them. Delay it. I don't care. Gives me more time this year. But it is sad because that was going to be the big Xbox game this year. So, though that is sad, we know good old Papa Phil's got something up his sleeve. There's probably something that we don't know happening in the works that could be announced later this year. I don't know. I've said enough. Adam, what's your thoughts?
Well, I definitely don't think people are justified in being mad at Phil Spencer. I definitely don't think they are justified, but I do understand the journey that Xbox owners and fans of Xbox have been on for the past several years. Ever since they kind of went on their acquisition spree and we're like, we're building out our suite of first party studios. It's always been like, the games are coming, the games are coming, they're being worked on, they're going to be here anytime. And then, pandemic hits, stuff gets delayed, and stuff gets delayed. And then even with Bethesda, and it's like, I'm pretty sure that um shoot, what's the Bethesda guy? Todd Howard. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he was like, that's the date for Starfield. He was like, it's not moving.
Yeah.
And then it moved. And
Yeah.
so I just understand that for someone who's really like dialed into Xbox, they're not doing any other platforms. This is kind of all of their gaming hopes and dreams. It's been a lot of frustration. And even though they've
Definitely.
come back hard with Game Pass and they've made a lot of really good moves, there's still just the thought and kind of the feeling that where are our games? Where
Definitely.
are our first party games at?
Definitely.
So I mean, it's a big delay. Yeah, people are getting a little exasperated about it, and kind of maybe not. I don't know, they're getting emotional about it. I think probably a little bit, and it's just frustrating. But the games are going to eventually be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just got to hold out a little bit longer.
I 100% agree. Adam, do you think this two things? Does this push um Sony Santa Monica? There we go. Do you think this pushes Santa Monica Studios to let's get Ragnarok out now? Or does this push them to be like, oh, we have some time? Because that
I
was going to
don't.
be the big thing. It was
Yeah.
literally Starfield, Ragnarok. These were going to be the heavy hitters. And I'm not going to lie to you. This was probably the first time in a while where I was like, there's a good chance Ragnarok might not do well with Starfield coming out because I'm not saying that it's
Hmm.
not as good or anything like that. I'm a huge lover of God of War, man. It was so good. I can't tell you how excited I am for Ragnarok. But there's just this nuance that Bethesda Game Studios has with Skyrim, with Fallout, and that this game seems so ambitious. It's gonna drown
Hmm.
the noise and everything around it. And so,
Well, yeah, they don't want what happened to Horizon Forbidden West by the hand of Elden Ring to
yeah,
happen to Ragnarok
yeah,
by the
exactly,
hand of
exactly.
Starfield, right? Um, yeah, it's hard to say. I'm sure they are very in tune with what the right release date is for Ragnarok. Um, I don't think they'll push it out earlier if it's not ready. But if they were already thinking spring and then that's what Starfield like slots into, then I don't know if they just keep their spring date or if they try to push it out
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
further. Who knows?
yeah. I know that everything's kind of been on silent over there. Like Corey Barlog is just has not spoken. Like it's almost like they're all just
Yeah,
heads down. Let's just focus, nothing else,
yeah, I
and that's
think
perfect.
so. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Corey's not even working on Ragnarok 2 or on God of War Ragnarok,
Well,
right?
supposedly, I mean, I know that when he was kind of talking a bit more, that's when people were like, "Oh, he's starting a new project." I'm not quite sure if things have just started ramping up where they're like, Corey, we need you to just help. Like, I know they have a new game director. Like,
Yeah.
and even Corey is kind of like gave his blessing. Like, you thought that you liked God of War, wait till what he brings to the next game. And so,
Yeah.
but I he's tied to it somehow, and so
Mhm.
I'm not putting everything on him. I'm just saying in regards to the studio as a whole, we haven't seen much. We've only seen like that one teaser, uh, that teaser trailer. And so again, that's good. I love that. I much rather that. I much rather we get a trailer in July and they're like, here's the trailer for God of War Ragnarok coming out 4 months from now. We'll see you then. Bye. I prefer that. But I don't know. I don't know. Because if
Yeah.
Ragnarok also does not happen this year, there's nothing first party other than what Nintendo has going on, and they're gonna sweep. And I guess you can say that Xbox has. Well, I don't know. Call of Duty's coming out this year still, so we have that. But other than that, there's no first parties from PlayStation, no first parties from Xbox. Like, is it
Mhm.
possible that PlayStation is already preparing that Ragnarok will be delayed? So here's what we have: The Last of Us remastered with factions. I've been seeing people talk about that as if that's the possibility of what we're going to
Mm.
get this fall, which that makes me excited. I love The Last of Us. I mean, if it's remastered, I mean, I'll jump in and play it because I've never played it again since that one time. And factions, there's so much wonder out there in regards to what factions actually is that I'm just so excited because just factions, the base game from the PS3 game was amazing. So either or,
Mm.
if they say that's what's coming out this fall, I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I don't know if a lot of people will be though. So I don't know, man. This fall is like really up in the air, dude. It's really up in the
It
air.
it's hard, yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, who knows? Like, it is Ragnarok is still technically 2022
Yes,
as far as what they've said.
yes,
Um, they haven't changed it to 2023, will they? I don't know, but if they are going to, I feel like they need to say something soon,
yeah,
because if they don't say that it's delayed to 2023 in the next month, then that's like you're like 5 months out from like the holiday season.
yeah,
And it's like,
yeah,
okay, well, if we're 5 months out from the holiday season and it's coming up this year, you need to give us a release date.
yeah, yeah.
Well, if you don't give us a release date, we're just going to assume it's 2023. So you might as well
Exactly,
tell us that.
exactly,
I
exactly.
don't know.
I agree. I agree. Well, guys, stay tuned here on this podcast as we continue to bring the news and talk about it. Hopefully, we know more things over time. We're getting into the summer season, which means
Mm.
showcases will be happening, which means announcements will be had, which means we'll be able to see some things that we haven't been able to see for a while, or reveals, or anything like that. So stay tuned.